Alrighty, so for week 4, and I'm just making this video because as I hit record, I'm like, oh, that's not ready yet. So for week 4, your Thursday night item, we're going to continue, not surprisingly, to where we're going to, for our part, no longer do the course after today, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So first, coming in here. And the course that I'm talking about is the one we've been doing. And I hope as this thing has moved forward, you've enjoyed it a little more. I know for me, I've gotten a little better at stopping. And actually, I changed the commit messages this week to be specific to what those items were doing. So you start at 2 hours and 4 minutes, and then at 2:11 you stop, and this is key. And actually you can kind of see, because in the video he actually talks about the next topic that he's going to cover. So when you hear that, you can also think of that as a clue for you to actually stop and do your Git workflow. So I showed that last time, right? But I just finished doing it myself for that last piece. Right. So, and then once I was completely done for this one, I went ahead and did the Git push. And like I had you do last time, and I'll just repeat here, because I know that sometimes I have you submit things differently, and I do mark off a couple points for not getting this, so make sure you get it. So in this case, clicking in the lecture, clicking into HTML, CSS, click here on history, and then you can see I finally did a better job of at least giving you an output example here of what those would look like. And then again, these can serve as your notes, okay, to go back and look at stuff. And you're going to need those notes because that's the next item we're going to have due. Okay. I have really actually was hoping we'd get all the way through this course, but it was a little bit more meaty than I realized. I recommend highly completing the rest of this on your own, just because. But you're also going to get a little bit of a duplicate when you take Todd's class. But I'm telling you, this stuff you can just never hear enough times and enough ways, different ways, because people understand it differently. I just like the way he does this. Okay, so again, after this week, we will no longer continue because we're going to start working on Bootstrap, our next thing, and I'll talk about that next week. Okay, so for the other items, here's what I want you to do. I want you to now, right, now that you have your GitHub pages on your local system, and this I'm actually going to just tell you about it. I'm going to have you do this on your own without my example, because I want you to, and this should make sense because you have learned some HTML and CSS. So I want you to put together, right, and you can do this on your index.html. That is your index.html for your GitHub page or your GitHub pages, that site you created and cloned locally, right? We did clone that, right? If not, you're going to clone that. I'll make sure I go back because if I didn't, I'll note that soon. I thought I did have you do that. But anyway, the point is that you're going to do, and I said here, create your own GitHub page site, which we've already done, for an about question. So this could be an about me. This could be an about something that you're interested in possibly doing for your project site. It just gives you a little experience with HTML and the CSS. So use the skills that you've learned in this crash course, right? And just a little caveat, make sure you create a separate CSS file called style CSS, and then use that link that he showed in the video. And then I know images were not covered here, but on your own, right? Go find an image and then include it in your page. The key is it's just an image tag. Now, styling images require a whole other thing. And again, you might go look at his part of the course where he talks about that. Okay? Okay, so do all that. Do the Git workflow. And again, you're doing this on your own, on your GitHub pages website that you've cloned. And then what you want to do here is provide us a link to that and then write about your experience of doing it. Okay, so I'm not specifically saying what things. I just would like to see most of the things that you learned. So of course, fonts, right? How to do the margin and the padding, understanding the box size, how to do buttons. I'm more thinking of the one I just finished, but we could go back and look. So I want to see you use a lot of those skills. So it's not that we're building a page for our project site, it's just that you're going to showcase what you've learned here. Okay, so give us that link and write about it. All right, so the last item due for this night is kind of one of those, you take classes like history and sometimes you hear the term the classic text. Well, this is kind of that for web development. And what I want you to do here is watch this. It's older, no doubt, but there is such good stuff in here. And I just watched the video, right? And then in this one, you'll do the replies to the current topics. Find 2 terms that you want to know more about and research those terms, right? Because this, when it came out, foreshadowed a lot of what was about to come. And it just helps you kind of understand the evolution of content. And now, right, the machine is us. So this is one of those just kind of expansive thinking about larger issues, but also the way it's done is really cool. There's a whole anthology about just how this video went viral, how he created it. But anyway, watch it and write about it. Find some terms you want to know and then reply to 2 folks. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.